Let's talk some sports, baby.
And then remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
All right, some fish off rapid reaction. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. You got to drink.
All right, let's roll, baby. The Los Angeles Clippers struggling to hold leads continue. And Kawhi Leonard said things just have to change. What should change, Jay?
Well, I don't know. They changed coaches. They about to move to a new building. Get Paul. I don't know. They think Paul George is the answer. Then they give him that big extension. I don't know. I don't know. Stop blowing leads. Win games. We don't know. Michigan has reached a contract extension with football coach Jim Harbaugh that will keep him in Ann Arbor until 2025. All right, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How much did this move surprise you?
If you're talking about productivity on the field, a 10, it surprised me. If you're talking about, okay, we might not be able to find a guy that done what he's done. We don't have the money to pay him and pay another guy. Then my surprise would be, probably like a 4, because I understand that. But listen, I mean, maybe Michigan, they really feel like they can't find someone that could take them to the same level as Jim Harbaugh, whatever that level is. Or they don't want to spend the money, whatever the case might be, he coming back. I am surprised. I don't see how a guy as mediocre as Jim Harbaugh has been with Michigan, how he keeps that job. If this was Michigan State, I probably would see it more as Michigan State, but this is Michigan, the big house. So much tradition, so much this, that, and the third. And right now, you're like the 4th, 5th best team in the Big Ten. It's Michigan boosters money, so maybe they see something nobody else does, but don't make a whole lot of sense to me. The Cowboys have fired defensive coordinator Mike Nolan and defensive line coach Jim Tom Sula. Jim, coach. Were those dismissals justified?
Yes, after the Cowboys give up the most points in franchise history and they're the 31st ranked run defense, get them out of here. These guys are retreads. They're dinosaurs. I don't want to hear from them ever again. Tennessee quarterback Jarrett Guarantano is transferring to Washington State after 4 seasons with the Volunteers. I can't believe he still has eligibility.
Hold on, fellas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get Mark Ingram, the NCAA president, on the phone because I want to know how long people going to like this dude. I felt like he's been in it. He had to have 8 years. Like, I don't know what scholarship he signed, but he got to be running out of money on this scholarship because this is ridiculous. I feel like this guy has had a jersey on since I remember Tennessee. I think I seen Philip Fulmer over there on the sideline coaching Peyton Manning. I seen Guarantano back there warming up. I don't know, but golly, when will this guy move on to the next chapter of his career, whatever that might be, XFL, CFL, some overseas ball, maybe not the NFL, you never know, but it's time to move on to the next chapter. The New York Mets have required shortstop Francisco Lindor and right-hander starter Carlos Carreras from the Cleveland Indians in a blockbuster deal for the blockbuster deal of the baseball offseason. What do you make of these trades, Jay?
Well, you remember last season, it's the same thing I thought when the Boston Red Sox traded Mookie Betts. We know how that turned out. Dodgers ended up winning the World Series. I'm not saying the Mets are going to win the World Series, but when I see a team trade a superstar player like this in a league that is a uncapped sport with no salary cap, it always makes me scratch my head. I don't understand it. Big win for the Mets, and I think the Indians they'll wind up paying the price just like the Boston Red Sox did. Orlando Magic point guard Markelle Fultz suffered a torn ACL Wednesday night and will miss the rest of the season. What's your reaction to that news?
It's the same thing with Markelle Fultz. It's one year after year, it's some reason why he can't play. Markelle, you start looking like Anthony Bennett out here in these streets. You starting getting your name up there as number 1 overall pick, bust of the decade or some I don't know, man. He got to play more, man. Like, what has he done? He hasn't done nothing significant since he's been in the NBA, and now he's hurt again. So I don't make much of it other than the fact, this guy's starting to look like a bust at a high level. He's really starting to look like it. Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz planning to take a year off from coaching. Good job, coach. Does that seem like a smart move to you?
Dealing with the whole just circus of the Philadelphia Eagles this year, now we're wondering about, Doug Peterson. Do you really have a clue out there what you're doing in these streets? Let Jim Schwartz take a year off, get his mind right, and hopefully we'll see him back, in 2022, because I do believe he still remains a highly respected defensive-minded coach in this league. But yeah, after the year the Eagles had, I don't blame Jim Schwartz one bit for this. Last one, the AP released its NFL All-Pro selections. What stood out to you, Drink?
Well, I'm telling you what stood out. Whatever the process they use for the Pro Bowl, we need to revisit that. Because evidently, the All-Pro team looks a little more the way I would like it. A little more nailed to the coffin. So to answer your question, I don't have a standout like in a bad way or anything. I like the roster. I really do. As I look at it right now, as this currently, I don't really have a problem with the roster. Maybe, some legitimate guys if you want to dive into the numbers. But as it sits, I don't have a problem with it. I think all these guys are well deserving, and I think I appreciate the NFL for putting together a reasonable, comparable All-Pro list, because that Pro Bowl crap, that one was something. So no, I like the All-Pro list. I don't have a problem with it.
All right, that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Cody Ward.
I'm Jay Wise. And
I'm Nathan Drinking. And remember, make tomorrow better than today, and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby. Roll Tide, baby.